Okay. Interesting. So this is 4 minutes. Let's see if it shows up. Okay. It's good. Okay. Looks like it's actually working. What's up, Ali the Sag? Just testing out something. Seeing what's going on here. We're maintaining a good connection. No buffering. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Testing out this new MacBook Pro I just purchased. What's up, Courtney Love? It's good. I just purchased a new MacBook Pro, the one I was talking about the other night. So making sure everything works. That's good to see, Ryan Glenn. Okay, it's good. Looking good. Looking good. See what's going on in the markets. See what's going on. Mm-hmm. See if the screen looks good. So we don't need to see this. Make sure that the charts can show up good. You can get rid of the lagging span as well. Yeah, I went with the I got the 16-inch, 64 gigs of RAM. I got the 5600M graphics card. I have I believe 3 terabytes of SSD storage. And I got the 2.4 gigahertz processor, the Core i9. Um yeah, so yeah, that's what I have across the board. And then you should have went with this the 16-inch though. So, and the reason why I did that is because, like I said, with the coding boot camp, what a lot of you are going through in the academy, it's just better to use a Mac because most of the software that we're going to be downloading, it just works better with a Mac than with a PC. Because I was running into a lot of trouble with certain configurations that I was trying to do on my PC. So I'm just going to use my I'm going to use my PC probably to just what's the name, mine some Monero. So James Jones says the cryptocurrency is a lot to learn. I'm assuming you say in the course. I'm assuming that you're in the academy. Um, you're saying I'm in the Marines. We are mostly in the field. Thanks for the videos. I have a lot to learn. Yeah, no problem. That's why I put it at the price point of $50 because I didn't really want to like try to break the bank, give you some quality information for an affordable price. And then obviously we're going to have more advanced courses as the academy progresses and grows. A few of you have reached out to me and you've shown me your credentials. Some of you've been in the computer programming field as entrepreneurs, as you've worked in the IT field from both the front end, back end, client side. So many of you are talking to me. We're talking behind the scenes about potentially partnering up. So that's pretty good. So as we go forward, we're definitely going to, add some more advanced stuff. But we want to start, because many of you, this is new. So again, we're going to start baby steps and then build our way out as we go. So, I mean, if you watched the first video in the academy, I told you guys this was really just more of a test to really see where everyone is at. And then as we go, we'll continue to add more stuff and more complex things as everyone grows with the academy. Um, I'm just gonna say, Princess. Will your courses be available for the long term? I want to join, but working and homeschooling kiddos full time from home won't allow it right now. Yeah, the website will be up for a long time coming. I have so much content that I want to input and put into the academy from investing, from a trading standpoint. There's just so many different things. I really just want to focus though now on the crypto aspect so that you can understand what you're investing in or what you would be potentially investing in, and then focusing on the coding bootcamp. I have a trading course coming up inside of the academy that'll be coming out soon. I don't want to put any dates on it because it always seems to be, delays when you're doing things because, again, you have life. So things are coming at you, whether it's your internet connection, whether you're getting sick, like there's things that is happening. So I don't want to put an exact date on the trading course. But as far as like the coding bootcamp, most of that content's already up. As far as the crypto courses, all that content is up as well. I have an account on crypto.com, bought some ETH XRP. Next up is CRO. Like I said, it's just a lot to learn, so I'm seriously relying on your videos. Thanks. No problem. Courtney Gibson, you are a lifetime member. Be on the lookout for an email from me because we're doing our consultations. I have, I believe I have 8 more consultations left for you lifetime members. So be on the lookout for the email that's coming so that we can set up a date. The times and the dates and everything will be in the email. We're going to do an hour-long consultation for the rest of you lifetime members. I've just been swamped with so much work from a lot of you lifetime members. So this week I'm free. I'm free for consultation. So you guys should be all receiving the emails from me. And then you'll select your times and your dates. And then we'll go from there. We could talk about stuff. Anything you want to talk about, staking, investing, all of that stuff is going to be for you lifetime members. Make sure that you post. Give me an idea as to what you want to talk about when you respond so that I can kind of prep myself before I speak to you. So once you get the email, make sure that you, basically put out like in detail what you want to learn about, what you want me to talk to you about, or what you would want featured in the academy. Because the next thing we're heavily going to focus on is going to be about the whole DeFi ecosystem, because I believe that that's really one of the first pieces of utility, first use cases for crypto that actually makes sense. So make sure that you definitely put that. So because even with like Polkadot and the different, validators and stuff that they have, I'm definitely focusing on that. And even Tezos with being a baker. So give me 1 second. Let me go grab a water. I'll be right back, guys. I'm back. So it looks like everything's up and running good. Eli, what's your opinion? Oh, I'm assuming this says opinion. I don't think that you should buy large quantities of silver as far as like, size. I think with silver it's better to just get like coins or 1 ounce coins. I don't really think that you should really go with like those 10-ounce silver Queen's Beast as investments. I mainly purchased American Eagles to keep it simple. Unless you're getting like a collector's item coin. I don't know about that particular coin that you're asking me about. But with silver, I think that it's better to just go with the 1 ounce coins when you're first getting started. As you gain more, experience as an investor, you've done your due diligence as far as the certain coins have a certain value to them as far as them being rare, how long they've been in circulation for. So you really need to make sure that you're doing your due diligence on whichever particular coin that you're purchasing. I just believe in American Eagles keeping it simple. Unless you're trying, like I said before, going for like a real rare coin and a collector's item. I don't like that whole unstoppable domains thing. Is nothing unique or special about it. So it's like it's no one thing about me. What I've learned over the time, Samir, I believe, or just gonna say two. What I've learned about like a lot of these like platforms and stuff like that, unstoppable domains. I'd rather go with something that's been around longer than something that's new like that. So I just if the system's not broken, stick to it. As far as My Tech Academy, I had a consultant working with me as far as branding is concerned, and it just made more sense to go with My Tech Academy as far as you have to understand that crypto is anytime you put crypto into your domain name, if you put crypto into your YouTube channel, you will be shadow banned because crypto is deemed it's number one, it's not regulated. Number two, it has a stigma about being a currency or an investment vehicle that has a lot of scams and schemes. So I wanted to use a domain name that wouldn't be shadow banned and wouldn't necessarily have crypto in it. Tech is easier to advertise, and it's easier to rank the domain name in the search engines. And again, like I said, Google just views tech as more friendly. So My Tech Academy just made more sense as far as Google keyword research is concerned. So the consultant that I worked with, that's what he basically recommended that I do. He showed me how profitable those keywords are, and that's what I went with. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, back in the days, you could flip domain names for a lot of money. That the whole idea of flipping domain names now is not the same as it used to be back in the days. Back in the days, you could flip domain names and make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're not touching Ethereum. It's been a real bullish month. Yeah. Now, in my again, this isn't financial advice. I have to make sure that I'm properly, speaking accurately when I speak. I think now is probably the best time to be buying. I think that you should definitely be dollar cost averaging at these prices. I believe that the market's giving you an opportunity to invest. I keep telling you guys, the market doesn't go straight up and it doesn't go straight down. Whenever I see the market moving sideways like this, I want to buy. When I see the market start moving sideways like this is where I want to buy. This is where I want to buy. When I see the markets moving sideways like that, that's where I want to buy. See if I can find the boxes that we were putting up before. Give me 1 second. There we go. Rectangle. When I see this to me is bullish. I want to buy. When I see something like this is where I want to be accumulating at. Whenever I see markets moving sideways like this is where I'm looking to buy. Right? I want to buy when the market's bouncing between support and resistance. That's known as accumulation, distribution. Either someone is selling a lot of, stock, or they're selling a lot of crypto at these prices, or someone's accumulating a lot of crypto at these prices. So right now, to me, I feel like the market's just pulling back before it takes its next leg higher. That's my opinion. That's my opinion as with markets. I've been investing for a very, very well time. I've been trading markets for a very, very long time. I personally believe that that's the best time to buy when the markets are pulling back. I think that a lot of you get into trouble because you're afraid to buy when the market is down. You see red on the screen and people go, "Oh my God, I'm not touching the market." The market's down. These are the best times to buy when the markets are quiet, and then when the markets explode to the upside is when you want to sell. That's how I've always been investing. That just makes the most sense to me. I buy pullbacks and sell rallies. I buy pullbacks. I sell rallies. Mm, this new keyboard is going to take a while to get used to. Um, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I like this pullback in Ethereum. Mm. Mm. Guys, can you hear my fan? Do you hear my computer fan spinning in the background? Let me know if you hear it. From your perspective, what are the advantages of day slash swing trading crypto versus options forex? Also, do you trade options or forex as well? I used to trade forex back in the day. To me, it just makes more sense to trade futures than to trade forex because you get more data when you can trade futures. It's just like a cleaner product and an easier product to trade, in my personal opinion. Um, the forex markets are heavily manipulated, and there's a lot of like liquidity on the market that you don't even know about that can definitely affect prices. I think trading futures are much easier product to trade. Options, I know a little bit about them, studied them a little bit. I dibbled and dabbled here or there. I put on some hedges from time to time for clients and stuff like that when I'm investing, but they're more like long term leaps, far out options. I don't really play in the options market. I think that it's much easier for new people, especially beginners, to trade futures than to trade any of the other products as far as forex or options are concerned. My opinion. Day trading is extremely hard. Day trading is day trading is like being a professional athlete. It's much easier to swing trade. It's much easier to swing trade than day trading. Day trading, you need to understand volatility. You need to understand when to trade, when not to trade. And the hardest part for most people with day trading is their emotions. Most people cannot understand the fact that trading is professional gambling. It's no different than poker. It's no different than going to the blackjack table. The only difference is that you can have a strategy and you have to make sure that you follow that strategy. I tell you guys this all the time. When you look at markets, it's like flipping a coin, heads or tails, right? So you have a 50% chance of being profitable on every trade because a trade can only do one of two things. The market can either go up or the market can go down. So understanding that by nature, when you're investing and you're day trading, you're basically flipping a coin every time you go into the market. The most important thing you have to understand is risk versus reward. If you are taking 1 unit of risk to get 2 units of reward, then it makes sense to be 50-50. So what do that mean? What do I mean by that? If you take 10 trades and you win 5 and you lose 5, but your reward is 2 on your wins and your losses are 1 on your risk, 5 wins, 5 times 2 is 10. 5 losses times 1 is 5. Subtract a 5 from 10, you're profitable, right? You made 5 units of reward. That's all trading is. Once you keep it simple, once you make it very simple like that, you will make money. What happens to most people is they'll lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, and then now they want to go and change their indicators. Now they want to go and change their system. Now they want to go follow Timothy Sykes, or they want to go, follow, Wall Street Bets or some new trading guru. And you're constantly tweaking your system and changing your system. As a trader, you have to understand losses come with the business, and you have to let the probability play itself out. If you do that, you will be fine. Most people cannot just accept the fact that you will lose money and then you will make money. Then you will lose money and you will make money. Follow your system even when you lose money, because every loss is one step quicker or closer to your win. Now, when you start trading multiple lots of shares or you start trading multiple contracts, now your reward actually is going to be bigger because you lock in those 2 units of reward, but then you get some trades that are runners. So, for example, you may get 5 units of reward on a runner or 10 units of reward on a runner. So if you're trading multiple contracts, like I said, or you're trading, let's say each lot of stock is 1,000 shares, right? So if I'm trading 5,000 shares and I unload, right? I unload into the rally, right? So as Bitcoin is going up, or as, let's say, AIG is going up, I start selling into that rally, right? So you're buying into the pullback and you're selling into the rally, you're unloading your shares, you increase your units of reward. But at the end of the day, trading is always going to be a 50-50 game as you go further out into the future and you keep flipping that coin. Mm-hmm. Right. So answering your question, I believe I just lost it for a second. Give me 1 second. So just to answer that question, Jigga, I would recommend, I definitely would recommend that you go with swing trading and day trading, um, because another thing you have to understand with day trading is the amount of risk that you're taking based upon your account. The reward just doesn't make sense at a certain point, and that's where I'm at right now with my trading. Is that as your account gets to a certain size, day trading just isn't scalable, right? When you start understanding, like at a certain point you're like moving the market and you start thinking about high frequency trading and you start thinking about market makers, day trading is becoming less and less of a profitable business, and it just makes more sense to go more with a swing trading mindset. Day trading is more for people who have smaller accounts and you're trying to grow your account real fast. There's a guy, uh, Ross, who trades. I forgot the guy's name. Um, Give me 1 second. I'll pull up his. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up right now. I forgot the name. I think it's I keep Wall Street Word keeps popping in my mind, but that's not his name. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up right now. Um, Ross. 1 second. I'll pull it up right now. Day trading. I'll tell you the guy's name right now. Yeah, Warrior Trading. There we go. Warrior Trading. I was going to say Wall Street Warriors because I love that documentary, that miniseries. Warrior Trading. He was able to take a $500 account with Short Trader, documented, verified, and he was able to turn it into like $10,000 and stuff like that. Right. So day trading is high risk, high reward. You'll most likely you'll probably blow your first 2 or 3 accounts starting with day trading. That's just the way it is. Has a very, very high turnover rate. 90% of day traders lose money and blow their account within the first 60 days. That's the reality. So I do not encourage day trading, although that's what I do. I do not recommend it. It's not, the business is not the same anymore. It's just not. You're taking on more risk and getting less reward. There's times when the market is advantageous for day trading, when there's a lot of volatility, and you can take advantage of that. But for the most part, I wouldn't recommend it. I think swing trading just makes more sense for the long term. My opinion. Good question. That's not a random question. I'm just gonna say Samir too. He says random. Did you hear about the IRS giving out a $625,000 reward to anyone who can crack Monero? Wild. I actually shared that article inside the academy that I created with my students, and I just released the Monero course. I've been telling you guys, Monero is extremely hard to crack. And what a lot of people don't understand about the government is people think that the government is like this, like, robust, powerful entity, and they have all of these resources. That there are so many different scams and schemes out here that it's hard for these federal agencies to keep up, because you have to worry about Wall Street and their crimes. You have to worry about the banks and their crimes. You have to worry about the life insurance companies and their crimes and their fraud, and Medicaid fraud and insurance fraud. And now you have crypto fraud. It's just too much to keep up with. Literally, it's just too much. So the government is grossly understaffed and under-resourced when it comes to actually being able to even identify fraud and properly track it. When you understand cryptography and you understand the mechanisms underneath the technology, you begin to start to see Monero is everything that people think Bitcoin is when they buy it. Like, people think that Bitcoin is this, untraceable, untrackable currency. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. Everything inside of the Bitcoin, blockchain can be tracked and traced. I mean, even going back to like your IP address, when your transaction is first, when your wallet broadcasts your transaction out to the nodes and they pick it up. Like there's metadata in that can be tracked back and traced back. Monero is truly untraceable. Like when I say untraceable, like it's truly untraceable. The only way you can track Monero is through social engineering, like through like phishing schemes and stuff like that, where they can track your computer. And that's just at the protocol level. So now when you understand protocols, and then you understand now when you add in a VPN, now when you add in Tor, now when you add in building your computer from scratch and basically bootstrapping and adding all of the software in on your own. I mean, when you really know what the hell you're doing with the computer, you're not cracking Monero. So the bounty of $625,000 is nowhere near enough money, because see, what you have to understand is that as a hacker, if you possess the skills to crack Monero, why would you only go for $625,000 from the government when you can just go hack Walmart, or you could go hack Target, or you can go and hack and do ransomware for billions? You know, like every week we hear about, you know, these big Fortune 500 companies getting hacked. If there's a hacker out here that has the skill set to crack Monero, $625,000 is peanuts for what he can go get on the open market to go and hack a politician, for what he can go get when you go into the the dark web, like in the black market. There's people paying $4, $5, $10 million bounties to hack celebrities and hack politicians and to hack into different databases. So that the government's not getting any. I know $625,000 may sound like a lot to you, but to real hackers, that's nothing. That's drops in the bucket, right? I can go out here and hack Walmart and go hold them hostage for 25 billion or 50 billion, 50 billion. So it just doesn't make any sense. Um, Need to hack student loans. Yeah. Again, if the bounty is good enough, big enough, they would hack student loans. Like real good hackers, their skills are so valuable. It doesn't make sense to hack Monero for $625,000 because they would basically be going against their own self-interest. Okay, let me see if I can pronounce this. She says I'm going to say Samari. Samari 2 is the pronunciation. Samari 2. What's up, Van Lee? Clippers lay the egg. Yeah, I was busy setting up my computer. I didn't have a chance to really have a chance to really look at this the way I wanted to look at the game, because I've been busy setting up my new MacBook Pro. This computer's a beast. Look at that. I'm not even using none of the RAM. That's beautiful. Yeah, I would not. Someone asked me about Tron and someone asked me about Ripple. I would not touch either one of those cryptocurrencies. Could they pump? Could you make some money on the cryptocurrencies? Absolutely, but the technology is garbage. I leave it just like that. I tell people this all the time. You can make money in any cryptocurrency project. That's a no-brainer. When you think about the technology, there's nothing unique nor special about Ripple, and I wouldn't touch it. I don't think any of you should be investing your money in Ripple. That's just, again, this isn't financial advice, but, I just have to make sure that I'm being transparent and honest with you guys. I wouldn't touch Ripple. I've made this joke before. I wouldn't touch Ripple with Magic Johnson's penis. Couldn't pay me to touch Ripple. Oh, why do I keep doing that? Delete that. Like Paul said, no one likes Ripple. So I honestly, when you look at the top 10, and again, I'm not making these. I don't make these videos to brag like I told you so, but I have videos in here where I was telling you guys a long time ago, these projects are dead. Any fork of Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin Cash, garbage. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, garbage. I believe there's so many forks of Bitcoin and none of them have Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Black, Bitcoin Gold. All of these forks of Bitcoin, they're garbage. There's no reason to focus on it. Um, when I see, Binance Coin, dead in the water, no reason for you to be buying it. Ripple should not be in the top 10. Bitcoin Cash should not be in the top 10. Binance Coin should not be in the top 10. I told you guys, Litecoin, dead project, shouldn't be in the top 10. Bitcoin, Satoshi Vision, EOS. There's no reason. Tron, none of those tokens or platforms or cryptocurrencies should be in the top 10. And now we see, I told you this months ago. Chainlink was a monster project. I was telling you guys about Chainlink back when it was at $3. Now we see Chainlink in the top 10. Eventually, you're going to see Cardano pop back up in the top 10. You're going to see Tezos pop up in the top 10. Monero pop back up there. Those are better projects. A lot of these different DeFi projects are eventually going to end up in the top 10 because there's activity and economic activity happening in those projects. I told you guys about Polkadot. I was telling you guys, get into Polkadot. That's a serious project. These are projects that are going to basically take blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, whatever you want to refer to it as, to the next level. Being more scalable, being able to do more, transactions per second, layer 2 solutions. That's what's going to be the future. Forking Bitcoin is dead. And like people like Roger Ver, they do that to basically prey on the fact that most people just they're not knowledgeable in crypto, right? So they hear that Bitcoin is slow. They hear that you can't really build on top of Bitcoin and that, this new blockchain is more faster than Bitcoin. It's not about how fast a blockchain is. It's about the security of a blockchain. Just because you can do a lot of transactions per second doesn't mean that your blockchain is secure. And a lot of people, they don't understand the technology. So therefore they hear like, oh, well, Bitcoin can only process about anywhere from 300,000 to 432,000 transactions in a day. But look at the security of Bitcoin and understand that these other blockchains don't have nowhere near the level of security that Bitcoin has. So it's important that you know that and understand that. So like I said, Litecoin, all that stuff is dead. Dead in the water. Charlie Lee dumped on you at the top, and it's just never going to happen. Do you have the same exit strategy for all altcoins, i.e. sell 50% Cardano, 20%? My exit strategy is that I'm not really looking to dump anything until we hit $1 trillion market cap in crypto. That's when I will reevaluate my portfolio overall. Right now, there's just no reason for me to, think about dumping anything when we're dealing with an asset class that if we pull this up, we're looking at what? The market cap for crypto is $344 billion, right? It's a baby. I'm not touching anything. I'm not selling anything unless I feel like the project's just dead. And I feel like, the developers are doing a poor job. I feel like, the community is dead and there's not a lot of, enthusiasm behind the projects. Then maybe I'll dump it then. But as far as like when we get into, because we're not in a bull market right now, as far as what I believe that this can become, I truly believe that we're looking at the internet 2.0 for us. This is our .com bubble. And I've watched so many people sell. I've watched people sell Bitcoin at $50. I've heard about people selling at $100. People sell Bitcoin at $1,000, at $2,000, at $3,000. Man, I'm holding my Bitcoin. I'm holding all of my other cryptocurrencies that I own, and I'm not selling anything till we hit $1 trillion market cap overall for all cryptocurrencies. And again, not financial advice. I think that Binance and all of these centralized exchanges are in deep trouble. Binance Coin and all of these centralized exchanges, I promise you, when you understand that, when you look at Sushi Swap, when you look at Polka Swap, when you look at Uniswap, and you see the amount of volume that these decentralized exchanges are doing, it's only a matter of time. That trend isn't going to change. So these centralized exchanges are going to be in a massive amount of pressure on them as far as how profitable they're going to be. See, Binance Coin, the BNB token, like that whole idea of the Binance exchange made sense when crypto was hot and everyone needed Binance to get onboarded. When you understand now that you don't need to buy your crypto on these centralized exchanges, or you don't need to list your token on or your crypto project on these centralized exchanges, that the DEXs are only going to grow. The decentralized exchanges are only going to grow it further. So when I look at Binance, their days are limited. That's just the reality, in my opinion. Right? Like in my opinion, those, if you're a part of My Tech Academy, I was showing you guys the amount of volume that was happening on Uniswap, and how over the past 3 months you could just see a massive amount of volume, to the point where they did more volume than Coinbase. Right? Now understand that Uniswap is running on top of Ethereum, right? So if they did $8 billion of transactional volume, then what is Ethereum worth? Right? You got to really start understanding that, because Uniswap is on top of Ethereum. So I keep trying to tell you guys that trend is only going to continue to grow, that more and more people are going to use decentralized exchanges. So I don't see Binance Coin being that necessary. Right? That's just my personal opinion. How's it going, Brandon Hicks? Thank you for the donation. No, you don't need to purchase anything right now. Ish Dolo, I would just recommend that you have a MacBook. I recommend a Mac. A Mac makes more sense than a PC, because a lot of the software that we're going to be downloading as we get into Solidity and we start talking about programming smart contracts, it just works easier with a Mac. Yes, if you have a PC, you can get a virtual machine with VMware or one of those type of companies. So there are workarounds if you have a PC. It doesn't matter if you have a laptop or a desktop. It doesn't really matter. If you're going to purchase a new computer in the future, I would recommend that you purchase a Mac, because the software just works out the box most of the time with Macs. That just makes sense. We're going to briefly cover web development, because the whole idea of learning JavaScript is to give you an idea about how to program and use your computer to solve problems. But remember, for $50, you're getting access to information. The whole purpose of this is to onboard you. Once you go through these courses, if you really want to take this to the next step, meaning the next level, and you really want to get into web design and web development, then I'm going to recommend you to other sources, right? So remember, the whole purpose of onboarding, you're paying a very small amount of money, because you don't want to risk a lot of money, right? So prime example, if I came out and I was selling a course for, $3,500, if you pay $3,500 to learn and then you realize, I don't really like this, it's too late, because you're already invested $3,500 in. If I charge you $50 and allow you to test this out to see if you like it, then now if you really like JavaScript and you like the coding bootcamp and you like where we're going, and we're going to build some really small projects, nothing crazy. When we get to Solidity, we're going to build some bigger projects. But then now you can say, okay, I want to make this a career. Or you may start playing around with JavaScript and then playing around with Python and say, I like Python better, or I like C Sharp and C++ and all those different things. So the whole purpose of this is to onboard a lot of you so you can test something small and see if it makes sense. And then if it makes sense, then you can really start moving on to the bigger and better things. I think that far too often we just jump into things and we don't really take time to really feel things out. So what I wanted to do with the Academy is I wanted to create something in a bite-sized format where you could kind of feel it out to see if you like it. So therefore, now you're not investing a lot of money and time into something. Because, for example, I have a lot of people say to me, that's why I added the Coding Bootcamp to the base level membership. Because some people are like, you know what, I want to learn how to code. I'm not really interested in crypto. Right? Then you have some people who say, well, I'm interested in crypto or trading. I'm not really interested in, coding. So I wanted to create more of a one size fits all solution to, again, onboard you guys, get you into the system, let you test some things out for yourself. And then after that, as we progress and we start building things, if you really want to get into this as far as a career, and you want to go down, that whole web design or web development, then I'm going to be able to steer you down different paths and recommend you to other services, right? So, because I know some guys and they're willing to work with me and they want to do like a partnership where, like, if I recommend you to their products and services, I will get a commission and you'll get a discount. And I think that that would be better because, again, like I said before, like, I'm not a web designer, right? So my skills are going to be limited compared to a person who actually, let's say, worked at web development for 20 years. So who would you want to learn from? Do you want to learn from me, a person who I went to coding boot camps, I know how to code, but I'm not a big time web developer, or do you want to learn from a person who has 20 years experience? So this is kind of where we're going to go. But before you go and do that, it makes sense to first see, do I even want to learn this? Doesn't even make any sense. And I think that taking that bite-sized approach will really help a lot of you. And this kind of ties into a lot of these scams and schemes that we find about on the internet. Like, if a lot of you took that approach towards, Umar Johnson, if you took that approach towards Jay Morrison, more of a wait and see approach, a lot of you would not get scammed and schemed, and you wouldn't lose a lot of money. Like, it's better to test things and then see how they work and then go all in after you've tested than to just put all your money into one thing. So, but we're definitely going to get into web development. Definitely going to get into web development. Let's see what else is here. Look into Celsius Network. Yeah, everyone keeps telling me about Celsius Network. I haven't had the time to really look into the project. There's so many different crypto projects, and I'm swamped with work. I'm just extremely busy. Jigga 1017 says, on disability with $300 income after bills, your course is affordable, not trying to get rich quick, but need more income for both short and long term. Do you teach swing, and can a core strategy help? No, I don't have anything right now that's going to help you be able to make money with a $300 income. I just don't. I would be lying to you if I said I had something like that. Again, I'm a firm believer that you need to invest in skills to become more profitable in the marketplace so that you can earn more money. So if you're, making $300 a month, I would focus on, again, I'm not saying that this is for everyone. And I want to be clear here. This is what I believe that some of you should focus on. I believe that many of you focusing on learning how to fish rather than someone giving you a fish is going to help you make money. I believe coding and learning how to, earn money through freelance applications like Upwork is going to work. So therefore, I would recommend you learn how to program, whichever language you decide to go with, and then go and do some freelance gigs on the side and then earn an additional income. That to me makes more sense for you. If not for you, but for anyone looking to earn more money. I don't believe that $300 a month is enough to be gambling within the stock market or the forex market or the options market or the crypto market, in my personal opinion. I think that money's better invested in, learning some skills. So I would recommend you go through the coding boot camp, learn how to program, learn how to develop, get on sites like Upwork and do some freelance gigs, or even on Fiverr. People do jobs on Fiverr and they make money that way. But invest in skills so that you can become more valuable. Therefore, you can earn more additional income. Investing is for people who you have to have disposable income in order to be an investor. It's just that simple. Because there's risk in all investments. So, let's see what other questions we have here. Let's see what's going on. What's going on in here? Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. See what else is going on. Let's look at some of these questions. See what else is here. When will the Fed be through with us? You want to know something funny, Courtney? I was sitting here and we're watching the stock market begin to start to pull back. And I was saying to myself, like, I can honestly see the powers that be, the elites. I can see them. I can see them staging like a stock market sell off to potentially get Trump out of office, right? So I can see like the Fed pulling the punch bowl. Again, this is just a theory. It's not, nothing serious. But I was just saying to myself, I would not be surprised that if like the Fortune 500 companies didn't let the stock market sell off just to figure out a way to get Trump out of office. Because I don't see any way that Joe Biden can beat Trump. Like in a debate, I don't see how any sane, rational person could vote for Joe Biden, right? Like I don't see how you could do it. I don't see how with like any type of common sense you could do that. So I could see the Fed like letting the market sell off over the next month up until the election to potentially let the because that's the only thing that Trump can honestly run on, right? Like the only thing that Trump can run on is the economy and the stock market. So I could see them letting the market tank to allow Joe Biden to use that as like his whole idea of running to cause turmoil. Because you know how people are with fear, right? The more fearful people are, the worse decisions that they would make. Like so that's just the reality, right? So if I can scare people and make the market drop, that can get people to basically run out and vote for Biden. Because even with the whole social distancing thing, like when we look at the transmission rate now of COVID, it's extremely low. Yet the economy is still closed and shut down. So I can definitely see the Democrats using that to their advantage. So, because like if you look at the market right now, just from a technical standpoint, it's in balance. The market's within balance. It's between the Chico span and the Dickinson. So it's well above the cloud on a daily chart. So I wouldn't be surprised if they let the market sell off a little bit. So dehydrated. Yeah, that's the only thing you can stand on is the economy. That's it. And I mean, we all know the economy was fake. We all know that the numbers weren't real. We all know that the Fed was blowing the bubble. That's why I'm saying to myself, I can see the Fed potentially trying to help Biden get reelected. I mean, not reelected, get elected, and not let Trump get reelected. Oh, guys, I told you if we get anytime we get a significant drop in crypto, that's the time when I buy. You buy pullbacks, you buy crashes, right? You buy pullbacks, you buy crashes. I'm going to start an OnlyFans, and I'll start stripping on the side to get more income to buy some more Bitcoin. And then if we get another 50% drop in crypto across the board, I'm probably gonna just dump every dollar I have as far as savings into crypto at that point. I'll probably even sell some of my gold because gold's gonna pump at that point. That's why I tell you guys to own gold. Gold is a fair trade, right? So we know that. We understand that if the market sells off, it's good for gold. And that's why I tell you, you have to have a well-positioned portfolio. So many people, they don't understand that like when you're investing, this is why diversification matters. Because number one, The only way to get out of a deflationary spiral, so when the economy starts to tank, the only way that you can get out of that position is to print money, right? So if you're printing money, that's inflationary. That's going to cause gold to go up. If markets start to sell off and there's a lot of turmoil in the market, big institutions and funds, they're going to dump their stocks. And then, like Ray Dalio said, you have to sell your stocks into something. Most people are not going to go into cash because they understand cash is trash. They're going to go into gold. So this is why I try to tell you guys, gold is one of the most important assets for your portfolio because it's a hedge against your currency. It's a hedge against bad government. It's a hedge against inflation. And it's also a hedge against volatility in your portfolio. So once you have gold and you have some good precious metals mining stocks, okay, you're good from that standpoint, right? The next step is going to be now you need some speculative assets, meaning assets that can go up in value and appreciate a lot, right? So if you get assets that's going to appreciate a lot, like that's crypto, right? Crypto is a very, very small asset. It has a lot of risk, but it also has a lot of reward, right? The reward in crypto is proportioned to the risk. Yes, Bitcoin can drop 20, 30, 40, 50%, but it also can go up 1,000% or 2,000%. And this is what you have to understand what you're investing in. For example, crypto in general is a very, very speculative asset. So let's look at the past 3 months. Why? Look at this. Yearn Finance is up 2,138%. It's only worth $1 billion. It's a baby. Only place you can get those type of returns is in crypto. So yes, Yearn Finance could go to zero, or it can also go up 2,000%. Right? You're not going to be able to do that, right? Like in traditional assets, you're just not going to see that, right? The same thing with UMA's up 1,000%, Lind up 500%. When you look at Chainlink up 168%. So yes, crypto is very volatile. It's volatile to the upside and the downside. This is why your risk to reward has to be proportioned. So if I have a portfolio, I may go, 30% traditional stocks, another 30% gold, silver, mining stocks. Okay. And then I have 40% to play with. That 40% cash that I have to play with, I'm playing in crypto, right? Balancing out my portfolio. You should not be all in any one particular asset class. That just makes more sense. I love Hedera Hashgraph. I think it's solid. I have no critiques about it. I think it's a solid investment. Right? I think it's solid. You're not going to hear any complaints from me or any critiques about that project. I like the project. See what else we have in here. Mm-hmm. Any again, Ishtolo, right? See, this is it's like the whole argument about wrapped Bitcoin. So the question said, what do you think about cryptocurrencies who say they are backed by gold? You're dealing with a central entity controlling the gold. It's centralized, right? So you have to take a step back. You have to say to yourself, right? Okay. If I'm investing in a cryptocurrency that they're saying is backed by gold, I'm still having to deal with a third party holding the gold. So I have to trust that the individuals that are holding that gold are going to do the right thing, that they're not going to confiscate the gold, or that the government's not going to be able to confiscate the gold. The whole purpose of investing in a cryptocurrency in the first place is decentralization. So if the underlying asset that I'm investing in is being held by a third party or custodian, then you're not investing in a decentralized cryptocurrency. So then it doesn't matter, right? So when you hear that, it goes against the whole purpose of investing in a decentralized peer-to-peer protocol, right? You're investing in that because you want to remove third-party counterparty risk, right? So if my company, right, or the custodian is holding all of the gold that's issuing a cryptocurrency, well, who's to say that they can't inflate the crypto supply, right? Who's to say that the government can't confiscate that gold where it's being held at? So to me, a gold-backed cryptocurrency just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Right? So you understand that you want to avoid centralization. That's the whole. When you're investing in crypto, we don't want to trust. We want to verify. We don't want any third party, no entity, no government to be able to, coerce, manipulate, or try to meddle with our money. Yeah, so Samiri 2 said the same thing, right? Samiri 2 said the same thing I just said. Crypto backed by gold are probably centralized, have a company behind it. That's why I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't touch it. It just doesn't make any sense. Right? So understand that, right? When you and I really encourage a lot of you. This is why I say join my tech academy. Yes, I'm plugging my product because I teach you guys this stuff inside of the academy. The whole purpose of cryptocurrencies, right, of blockchain technologies, a blockchain is just a database. The whole purpose of choosing a blockchain rather than going with, let's say, the quote unquote server is that you want something that is censorship resistant. What do I mean by that? Meaning that no government, no third party can shut you out of the Bitcoin network, out of the Ethereum network or the Ethereum protocol. No one can shut you out. Anyone can access it. That's the only reason why you use a blockchain, because blockchains are extremely slow. They are extremely slow, right? The whole purpose of using blockchains is that they are immutable, that they are trustless, and that they are censorship resistant. That's what you should be investing in. That only makes sense, right? So if there's an underlying asset behind the cryptocurrency that can be censored, right? That can be forged. We just witnessed China dumping a whole bunch of fake gold onto the market. So now the question is, what if this cryptocurrency company, this gold company that's making the crypto, what if we find out that 20% or 30% of their gold supply or reserves that they have is counterfeit in some way, right? Or that it's another metal has been added into the bars. So there's no way that you can properly audit that the gold that they're holding is actually legitimate gold. And then there's no way that we could properly audit that they're not going to try to, manipulate the supply of gold. So the whole purpose of crypto is you need to be dealing with a censorship resistant asset where no government, no bank, no third party can control the network. You cannot, no one owns Bitcoin. No one can stop it because it's a protocol. It's a language. It is software that's running on everyone's computer that decides to run a Bitcoin full node. And when that's the true power of decentralization. I just tuned in. Currently at work in New York. My question is, when you buy and convert, how long to hold on to the smaller ones before converting? I don't really understand that question, Kevin. So maybe you can like go into more detail. Right. So I don't really know that question. I don't really know how to answer the question. You need to ask a little bit more detail. Go into a little bit more detail with that question, more depth. Ishtola said, right, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Samiri, I'll probably do a video on that about gold mining stocks and silver mining stocks. Because remember, if you look at the gold to silver ratio, it's grossly out of whack. And remember that silver is the fastest conductor of electricity. So therefore, it has properties outside of just it has actual industrial use, right? Because think about it, the more popular and successful that electric cars like Tesla become, they're going to need silver. The more iPhones and iPads that we use, they're going to need to have silver inside of them. And understand that once you put silver into technology, you can't get it back, right? Once it's in the tech, right? So the stockpile, once it's used, you can't melt down your MacBook and get the silver out. So silver definitely has more use cases, industrial use cases, than gold. So therefore, definitely need to be looking into stuff like that. I should do a video on that. That's a good idea. That's a good idea to go with a video. Brandon Hicks says, facts like poker. I'm all in on the river. Rose Green says, I think gold is good for wealth preservation. I more so think crypto is good for wealth generation. Absolutely. Absolutely, Rose Green. I've been saying that over and over and over on this channel. Gold is for people who you have wealth and you're trying to preserve your wealth. And yes, you can make money with gold. You can speculate to generate wealth in the mining stocks. I keep telling you guys that. But primarily, when you look at, like I said, when you look at crypto, as far as wealth generation, you're talking about making 10,000, 15,000, 20,000% on your money in the long term, because you're dealing with an asset class that's so grossly undervalued. It doesn't make any sense as to where you can go. Like if you come back and go year to date, just look at Chainlink. It's up 475% year to date. Just goes 576% over the year. It's insane the amount of money that you can make with like Chainlink. Look at Lend, up 12,000%. Like when you invest in these protocols, there's so much money that you can make investing in these different projects. OMG's up 200%. Synthetics up almost 900%. Like this is the kind of money you can make in crypto. It's because these assets are tiny and it has more room to run. Look at Celsius, up 750%. Like there's so much opportunity with these projects, man. So much opportunity for wealth generation. And then this goes from an employment standpoint. I keep telling you guys, when you learn about the technology, how to code, how to program, how to build apps, how to develop smart contracts and stuff like that, there's so much employment opportunity as well. Courtney Gibson, no, I haven't sold any of my stock really. I sold a little bit of stuff here and there just for like more tax purposes, because like those assets, you have to pay taxes on those type of assets. So I've taken some profits to pay like some, taxes and stuff like that, but I haven't sold anything serious yet. Nothing. I haven't really sold anything in a major way because I understand the inflationary boom isn't here yet. Right? We haven't had this inflationary boom yet. I know we're expecting it, but I'm telling you that we're going to wake up and we're going to literally see like, inflation out of this world. No, Courtney Gibson, I question Bitcoin. I've always questioned Bitcoin just for the simple fact of I question whether or not Bitcoin will eventually be viewed as MySpace. Right? I question, will Bitcoin eventually turn into MySpace? Will Bitcoin eventually, turn into AOL or turn into the BlackBerry, and we have new technology that's far superior than Bitcoin, right? Like when I look at Monero, a lot of you know I love Monero. That's my favorite project. When I just see the level of, growth in the Monero project and the development in Monero and how private and robust it is, and I look at Bitcoin, I say to myself, like, Monero is a better project. It just is. It's better technology. It's a better product. Now, that doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't progress and evolve, but I think Monero is better than Bitcoin, honestly, as far as the tech perspective. But then we also understand the psychology and marketing perspective. The market is always right. You have to, as an investor, you have to understand that the market is always right. So although you and I may think that something is better, the market is always right as far as making money is concerned. So, but I never questioned crypto. I'm an avid believer in this technology. I've you know dedicated so much of my time, my energy, my money into this. So I believe in it. I truly, truly believe in it. Mm-mm-mm. That's why I have my academy, Charlene Nash. It's for beginners. We have a Bitcoin 101 course. You have an Ethereum 101 course. We have a Monero 101 course right now in privacy coins. We're going to do Zcash, Zcoin next in there, the privacy section. We have a coding boot camp, an introduction for coding boot camp. So we have all of the beginners classes inside of my tech academy. Ah, Rose Green. I like that comment. And I said that in a video, right? I stated that. And if you want to join my Tech Academy, there's a link in the Streamlabs in the chat right now. Join my Tech Academy. You have a free 7-day trial, Charlene Nash. So you can test it out for 7 days. If you like it, you can stay in and join the academy. If not, you can cancel it free of charge. I say that all the time about Monero. Monero is too good. Monero is everything that Bitcoin should be. And because it's so good, you can't ban a cryptocurrency as far as like it's a protocol, it's a language, right? So you can't stop it. But you can make it extremely hard for people to use it, especially if you start banning it on centralized exchanges, if you take away a lot of the fiat on ramps and off ramps, and now centralized exchanges cannot list it. But then this goes back to decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, PolkaSwap, SushiSwap. So, yes, you may not be able to get it on Binance, but it's not going to stop you from using the Exodus wallet. It's not going to stop you from using Uniswap. So, as people become more savvy in the crypto space, I believe that there will always be a way around government regulations. But yes, I agree with you, and I've said that before in my videos. Monero is too good. It's too great, and eventually you're going to run into some problems with regulation. I agree with you, 100%. Also, Rose Green says it's crazy how crypto is a world-class asset and it's not even close to 500 billion. Only 50 million crypto users out of 8 billion people on the planet. We are early. Exactly. I keep telling people that, Rose Green. You sound just like me, Rose Green. When you understand that we're dealing with an asset class that's only $346 billion, this is a baby. This is a baby. That's why I laugh when people say, oh, your Bitcoin's down by, 20%. It only takes $40 billion to move the price of Bitcoin 20%. It's nothing. It's a baby. That's a tiny market. That's insignificant when we have the Fed printing trillions upon trillions of dollars. When you understand modern monetary theory, and you understand that everyone is Keynesians and everyone wants to just print money, just trust me, I'm telling you, it's going to keep happening. They're going to keep printing money. They're going to keep devaluing the dollar. And most of these big-time institutions and big-time funds that are far over-leveraged stocks, overweight assets like that, they're going to have to come into crypto. That's just the way it goes, right? I keep telling people, this is our .com bubble. You've seen nothing yet. I've been in this space for 8 years. I witnessed bull runs. This isn't a bull market. It feels like a bull market in DeFi, but it's nowhere near the bull market. If you go back to 2017, every day I was waking up, Bitcoin's up $1,000 every day. So trust me, I have a lot of room for growth. I totally agree with everything that Rose Green just said. We are early, and I have videos breaking that down. Make the money print to go burr, 100%. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for that, Courtney Gibson. I try my best to be transparent. I try my best to work with you guys and give you guys actionable information, relevant information, but most importantly, teaching you how to fish for yourself, teaching you how to assess risk and reward for yourself, teaching you how to think for yourself, right? not sitting up here trying to, say, I'm the guru, I'm the expert, give me your money and let me figure it out. I try to give you information so that you can then make your own decisions with that information, giving you information so that you can go and figure out what you want to invest in, what you want to buy, giving you information so that you can figure out what you want to go as far as a career is concerned. Do you want to be an entrepreneur in this space? Do you want to, go be an employee in this space? I think that that's more relevant and important than me sitting, because see, a lot of people are lazy. I'm just going to be honest with you. A lot of people are lazy and they just want you to give them that hot stock pick. Give them that hot, cryptocurrency pick that's going to make them a millionaire. They want you to, create a, Telegram chat or something like that that's going to, teach people how to just make money. And that's just not the reality. The reality is that you need to take your time. You need to sit down. You need to educate yourself, right? You need to sit down and you need to spend an hour every day or a half an hour every day. Or if you can't do today, if you can't do a half an hour on Monday or Tuesday, you do an hour on Wednesday to make up for those 2 days that you miss. And educate yourself and learn about things so that you can make sound financial decisions. Just giving your money to Jay Morrison, giving your money to Umar Johnson or Polite or any one of these people, like you're setting yourself up for failure. Right? You're setting up yourself to fail. You're setting yourself up to be scammed, to be schemed. You need to focus on learning how to make actionable decisions for yourself. That makes more sense. Yeah, I teach about Exodus Wallet, Jigga 1017. I teach about Exodus Wallet inside of the new Monero course. Exodus is a beautiful wallet. You have access to your private keys and you can control the keys. And also, I like hardware wallets like a Ledger. So those are the two wallets I recommend. So I cover the whole Exodus wallet, and of course, you can sign up for the course for a 7-day trial. Just go through the Monero course, even if you don't want to pay. Excuse me. You can find out about the Exodus wallet and how to use it. It's a beautiful wallet, and you can control the keys. Wow. I yo Rose Green, you must have been watching my videos for a while because you're repeating a lot of the things that I say. Great minds think alike. Rose Green said, I mean banning in a sense of demonizing anyone using it and also passing laws. People who scream decentralized are plugged into centralized countries. Laugh out loud. 1,000%. 1,000%. I say this time and time again. Like people say, oh man, it's so hard to use this hardware wallet. Oh man. I recommend people use Coinbase when they first start to get your feet wet so that you can understand how to copy and paste your address, stuff like that. But Satoshi, when he created crypto, when he created Bitcoin, because he didn't create crypto. Crypto's been around for literally, thousands of years, going back to the ancient Egyptians, cryptography. But when Satoshi created Bitcoin, his vision was for us to use it in a peer-to-peer fashion, for us to be able to mine the cryptocurrency ourselves and be able to exchange with one another and not using any centralized, third parties or entities. And it's like everyone is trying to, make crypto more user friendly and, making, the wallets more user friendly and setting up Coinbase. It wasn't designed for that, right? It was designed for you to learn how to use the technology and use it in a peer-to-peer fashion. And I always tell you guys, take your time and learn this. Get away from centralized exchanges and unplug from the matrix, right? Crypto is for people who want sovereignty, right? You want to be in control of yourself, right? You want sovereignty of your money, sovereignty as to where your money goes and how it is spent. Because so many of us were just born into a country and we just use the currency that's given to us. And we don't have a choice based upon rules and regulations. Like crypto is our first time saying that we can enter into any type of project that we want, right? It's neutral money. No government controls it. No government has say as to, what's going to be, the inflation rate and all this different stuff. Like we, the people, actually finally have control over our money. Some donations are coming in. Thank you, guys. I had to donate because you replied to so many of my comments. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you too, Courtney Gibson. Keep it up. I don't really know too much about Jaxx, honestly. Like I said before, guys, there's a lot of different wallets. I only know about the things that I use, and I only recommend the things that I use. I don't try to, one thing I've learned about crypto is every week there will be a new cryptocurrency project launching that will claim to be better than Bitcoin, that will claim to be better than Ethereum, that will claim that they're better than, Tezos. Every week there will be a new Ponzi scheme. There will be some new yield farming. There will be some new smart contract that's hacked. Like we're in a new developing space. There's always going to be something new. I like to focus on the things that are tried, true, and tested, and the things that I've personally used and I can verify and vouch for them that the technology works properly, that they've been audited properly, that I can go pull up the GitHub repository to look at the repo. Like those things to me matter more than like what's the latest, greatest, fancy, wallet or DeFi project. Like I like to focus on things that are tried, true, and proven. So I don't know too much about Jaxx. I've never used it. I know that I've used hardware wallets. I run a full Bitcoin node. I run a Monero node on my desktop. I have hardware wallets. Those are the things that I can tell you about. When you go through the academy, when I show you and I walk you through Uniswap and I walk you through MetaMask, I show you things that I actually use. And I've researched and I've spent hours upon looking at the code base. That's what I focus on. So I don't know about Jaxx. Could be good, could be bad. I would recommend Exodus. Samiri, I like that. Samiri said, someone on the internet summed up my thoughts on crypto. I came for the wealth, stayed for the revolution. That's cool. I like that. I like that. I like that very. I'm going to write that down. Let me copy that right now. I like that. Copy that. Definitely going to use that in the future. So just understand, I'm going to bite that. I will bite that. That will be stolen. I like that. That's beautiful. That was a good one. Mm. Um, my thoughts on crypto debit cards. I don't really know enough about them, to be honest with you. So as of right now, I can't really give you a good answer, honestly. I'll write that down though. Jigga 1017. That's something I need to look into. I know CRO has a crypto debit card. I've never personally used a crypto debit card, so I would not be able to. I've never used a crypto debit card. I would not be able to give you any, good feedback about that. Yeah, I definitely like the whole idea of like smart contracts and being able to speed up those type of assets and have real immutability on those assets and understanding true ownership. 'As I said, and I tell you guys this all the time. There's so much room for growth to become an authority in this space. So I always tell you guys, if I don't know something, go start a YouTube channel, go and start a blog where you can talk about these things, right? So go and create a blog and start talking about all of the different DeFi projects. You can create a blog and or a YouTube channel or some type of website where you focus on hardware wallets and security and become an authority in that particular niche or segment of crypto, right? Start focus. You can create a channel all around layer 2 scaling solutions. Like there's so many different things that you can talk about in crypto because it's a new and growing industry. So one person isn't going to know it all. There's always something new. You can pick something that you want to learn and master and become the authority in that. 100%. Remember, Warren Buffett isn't a good technology investor, Rose. Um, right? Like R- Warren Buffett missed so many different technology revolutions. So technological revolutions. So just with Warren Buffett, he's a dinosaur, man. And like you said before, with this whole idea of yield and this being a growing industry, it's definitely going to attract a lot of investors, especially with like CDs not paying high rates, no real yield in the bond market. You're definitely going to see that happen, right? So I don't. Warren Buffett's opinion doesn't mean anything to me personally. Like I focus more on relevant things. Um, but we've been going for an hour and 22 minutes. I'm going to end the stream here. Tomorrow we'll be back to our regular live streams. For those of you who are lifetime members, be on the lookout for the email tomorrow so that you can set up your consultations with me. And then pick the dates. Make sure that you're adding the correct questions or topic that you want to talk about when we do the consultation. So all of the steps will be inside of the email that you guys receive. So don't worry about that. And yeah, MacBook is this new MacBook Pro I have is a beast. Just wanted to test it out, see how everything's going, and we'll be back to talking about the markets, talking about tech and everything tomorrow. Have a blessed and beautiful evening. I'm probably going to make this video unlisted, but I'll leave it up for like a few hours so you guys can watch it. And like I said, tomorrow we'll be back to talking about the markets and important stuff. Probably do our stream tomorrow around like 7:30 ish. So all right, guys, have a good night.